Hey, this is Technoli. What do you guys think of this for a Hackintosh? This is a tiny little guy. It's a Lenovo ThinkCentre. It's called a Tiny 93. And it works great. It's a i5 processor. And we've got USB on the front. We got a USB 2 and a USB 3. Microphone and headphone jack. Power button, by the way, right there. And on the back, we've got our AC adapter. This is just like the same thing you plug into a laptop on a Lenovo. This is a display port. And then there's total of three USB 3s here. VGA, which we won't be using. And a serial port, which we won't be using. We'll be disabling. And our Ethernet. So this thing is smaller than a Mac Mini. And it works great. It was a lot of fun. We're going to show you how to do one. You can pick these up on eBay for about $100. That's what I've got invested in this, including the cost of my SSD that I put in it. And I'm going to show you how to put the SSD in. All right, let's get going on this one. Okay, guys, I just want to give you an idea of how to find these things on eBay. So let's go over to eBay and type in Lenovo M93P. Okay. And a bunch of these will show up. Okay, so here's one right here. $95. Let's see. Yeah, these are office environment returns, of course. So there it is. Yep. This one has, the processor has 4 gigabytes of RAM and a 500 gigabyte hard drive. Let's see if we can find a better deal. Let's see. Here's one with 8 gigabytes of RAM already in it. It's got a 500 gigabyte regular spinning hard drive, but we want to put a SSD in there. So we'd be at 115 plus. We'd have to spend about $30 for a hard drive. Let's see if we can find a better deal. Sometimes you can find these like what I call bare bones, but just keep looking for these because you'll find the deals. Don't just grab the first one you see. So just wanted to show you real quick, how to find these on eBay because there's tons of them. All right, so let's get started on how we do this. Okay, guys, so first thing I want you to do is, when you get this, is take out the old hard drive and put in a SSD, okay? So just take this screw out here. Mine only had one screw in it because obviously somebody had been in it before. Might be a screw here and a screw here. So you just take that off and then slide this cover up like that. And just take it off. All right, so in here, I've got my 2 4 gigabyte sticks of RAM. So I got 8 gigabyte in this one. And then I put in this SATA SSD. That was it. And so simple to upgrade the hard drive on it. And if you get one that's got low memory in it, you can upgrade the memory. Mine did not also come with a tray for the hard drive, so I just got this laying in here, which is no big deal. It's plastic, so it's not going to hurt anything. And that's it. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this a Hackintosh, like I said, and this will be a Catalina. And I'm going to show you how to do that. But I wanted to show you this first because this will make all the difference in performance. Okay, let's get going. Okay, guys, in order to make this thing work, I could not get it to boot properly with the VGA port. So I had to get this adapter. You can see this is a display port to VGA. So you just plug in right here to the display port. Now, I guess you could get one of these adapters for HDMI, but I just got one with a VGA. Just put it in there, and that's all you're going to need to get this thing working. Okay, guys, now make sure when you buy that Lenovo that it comes with this battery charger or AC adapter looking thing like for a laptop, because a lot of them don't come with it. And I bought this as just a generic one off of Amazon. I think it was like $18. So make sure you have it, and you got to have that tip, a little square tip for these little guys. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. Now this is what we're going to need to have plugged in. Don't even bother trying to use the VGA port. It's not going to work. It's going to run out of sync, and it's going to go to a black screen. So you've got to get this little guy plugged in. And this is the DisplayPort adapter that I showed you earlier in the video, right? So I've got the DisplayPort adapter plugged into a VGA and just hooked up to a regular monitor. All right, let's get started with it. Go ahead and put your USB drive in it and put it in this. This is a USB 2. Put it in this port. Okay? All right, guys, let's go. Okay, guys, you're obviously watching the video right now. And in order to build the bootloader for this, the USB boot drive, I want you to go over here to my Technoli channel, click on Technoli, and find this video, this Easy Hackintosh bootloader guide. Okay, it's this one right here. And it's going to show you in detail exactly how to make the USB bootloader that you're going to need for every Hackintosh that we build, okay? Once you're done building the USB stick, then you're going to use a config.plist in the description below for this build for your Lenovo Tiny 93P. So we're going to show you how, after you build the USB thumb drive, how to copy that config.plist to the EFI partition so you can use it with the Lenovo. Okay, let's get started with that. All right, guys, so now you have your bootloader, your USB bootloader ready to go because you did it in the other video, right? All right, so in the description below, you're going to download this config.plist-93p. You're going to download that. You're going to need Clover Configurator to get into our EFI partition on the USB. So let's go ahead and launch Clover. Click Mount EFI. And right here is our thumb drive right there. So we're going to mount it, put in our password. And this EFI folder will pop up. Okay. Now, double click, and double click on Clover. You're going to have a config.plist right here, right? But you're going to delete this, just like in the other video where you downloaded the sample config.plist. You're not going to do that part of that video. You're going to use my config.plist that I'm giving you for this Lenovo, okay? So just move this one to the trash. Copy this one into the Clover folder, and then we're going to rename it to just config.plist. Okay? That's it. You're ready to boot the Lenovo with this thumb drive. So we can go ahead and eject all, and let's put it in that little Lenovo and get started. Go ahead and turn on your Lenovo and press that F1 key to get into the BIOS. Just keep tapping that. All right, there we go. Okay, on the BIOS, it's pretty simple. Let's go over to Devices And serial port setup, we want that disabled. USB setup, just like you see it here. All right. ATA drive support setup, we want enable, and definitely AHCI. Video setup, we're using the onboard graphics, so integrated graphics. Audio, enabled. Network setup, just like you see it here. Everything here can be just like you see it on the screen. Definitely have to have the VTD disabled, okay? Everything here, just how you see it. Disable Smart Connect. Disable, okay? Power management, you can leave it just like you see it here. Just pause the video. Security. This is all by default, so that's cool. Startup. CSM enabled. Boot mode, definitely UEFI only. Quick boot is okay to be enabled on this. Everything like you see. So save changes and exit once you're done. And we're going to start booting from that flash drive. So this is our USB drive. Boot macOS install from install macOS Catalina. These are partitions that I already have on this particular hard drive that's in the computer. So don't worry, if you don't have these partitions, don't worry about it. It's because your hard drive is new and you won't have these partitions. So you'll just have your USB. Hit the space bar, go down and select verbose mode. Go back up and press enter. And we'll go through a lot of text, as you well know, if you've watched any of my other videos. Just like that. And when it comes back around, we'll continue the video. Now don't forget, if it gets stuck on a line, just hang in there for a minute or two and it'll keep moving. We'll be right back. Okay, so we finished our text screen. Didn't take too long. We're coming up to the next step. All right. Okay, so we'll go ahead and click Disk Utility. Continue. You want to select all devices right there so we can see everything. Here's my hard drive, so I'm going to click Erase. You can name it whatever you want to name it. I'm going to go ahead and name mine Catalina Tiny 93. All right. Let's make sure we're on APFS format, and we're going to make sure we're on GUID partition map and click Erase. All right, we're done with that. So close out. We'll go up here to Install macOS. Click Continue. Okay. If you get this error message, this is because our date is not correct. So click OK, go back up here to Utilities and click Terminal. Okay, then we're going to type in date and see what the date says. 2012, that's wrong. So go ahead and type in date and then go ahead and put in the correct date. That's your month, your day, and the time. Let's say 12:01 and 20 for the year. So now we got a correct date. We can click out of Terminal and click Install. And there it goes. Continue, agree, and agree. And there's our hard drive. Click Install. Now this will get up to about here, and then it'll restart on its own. Don't worry about it. It's supposed to do that. We'll catch you when it reboots. Okay, guys, kicking back in here so you can see what it's going to do. We'll just let this go until you see the reboot. And there it went. That's what it said. It said about 2 minutes remaining, and it went ahead and rebooted anyways, but that's okay. Leave your USB stick in there because we're going to have to boot with it again. So we'll come up here and just go ahead. It's selected on the hard drive, so we can just hit enter or it'll do it automatically. And this right here, guys, is not going to get very far, and then it's going to reboot automatically. But that's okay. Again, it got to about 12 minutes remaining, and then it reboots. Leave your USB in there. We're going to come back around and boot from the hard drive again. Okay, now you see it defaulted to the USB drive. We want to go over to the hard drive. Either one of these is fine, and hit enter. Now this time, it's going to go completely across, and this will take about 15 minutes. So we'll come back when it's done. All right, guys, just showing you, we're at about a midway point here. It says about 10 minutes remaining. So we'll come back when it gets over to here. Okay, less than a minute remaining. All right, let's leave that flash drive in there. Leave it in. We're going to boot again from the hard drive. Okay. Here we go. Now we're coming up to the more fun part. All right, guys, once we get here, we're almost home. Let's go ahead and put it on our country. And we can leave that how it is. We're just reading that. We don't want to transfer information right now. I do have my Ethernet cable connected, so we'll skip this. We'll agree to their terms and conditions. Go ahead and name it whatever you'd like, and a password. And click continue. Okay, then you can customize your settings here if you'd like. I'm going to enable location services and uncheck analytics. And we'll set all this stuff up later. I don't want to do it now. Series enabled. And here, of course, we can select light or dark mode. I'll go ahead and select dark mode. All right. So we'll click continue to identify our keyboard we're using, because I'm just using a little Windows keyboard here. Click done. Notice down here the bar is transparent, so we've got all the graphics working properly. You can see right here, this is Intel HD graphics 4600, 8 gigabytes of RAM. This is our processor speed, 2.9. Okay. And let's see if we have internet. And we do. Click on Google. And let's go over to System Preferences, click on Sound, and make sure on Output and Input that we have something here, and this is headphones because it has a headphone jack. And we'll click Show Volume in Menu Bar, which is up here. So we can adjust our volume there instead of going into here all the time. And here's Google, and we can just go to YouTube if you want. So there you go, guys. But hold on a second, guys. We still need to transfer our EFI folder from our USB stick to the hard drive, right? So here's my USB stick. Now what am I going to need? I'm going to need Clover Configurator. Clover Configurator. Okay, there it is. Let's download it real quick. Okay, and we'll go out of here. Downloads. There it is. So left or right click and open, and then you can open. All right, now we have to mount EFI. We're going to mount the USB first. Put in your password. There's our EFI partition. Our folders underneath right there. Okay, and then we have to mount the hard drive. So this is the hard drive, this is the flash drive, and open partition. So what we're going to do is copy the EFI folder from the USB to the hard drive EFI partition and click Replace. All right, perfect. Now, one more thing we're going to do so we don't have any problems with iMessage or the Apple Store or whatever. Double click on the EFI folder, double click on Clover, right click on config.plist and open with Clover Configurator. And we're going to go over here to SM BIOS, and we're going to generate some new serial numbers and SMUUID numbers. Okay, just hit it a few times. We'll click Save, and then we can get rid of Clover, and we can restart the machine. Pull out your thumb drive. Okay, we'll just reboot, hit enter. All right, there we go. Put in our password and we are done. So there you go, guys. Another cute little Hackintosh. This is the Lenovo Tiny M93P. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please like and subscribe. If you hit that bell, you'll get notified every time I do a new video. And we're going to be doing a bunch, so appreciate you watching. We'll see you on the next one.